He ara pukinga, he ara tōwhero, hei whakamana mā tā waka, kia ora. Sarah here to give you the update for May, halfway through, and some wintry weather is upon us. So a couple of things from us this month. First of all, Practising Certificate renewal time. You'll probably have received your email. A big thank you to the almost 1,700 people who have been through and signed up for their declaration and have gone on to get their Practising Certificate. If you haven't gone online yet, please do. If you've got questions, flick us an email. I'd say give us a ring, but like we get really intense periods of phone calls, so emails is actually quite an efficient way to do it, and maybe include if you need a phone call when might be a good time to ring you. Part of the process is also doing the workforce planning survey. It's fantastic that we've had over 1,000 of those completed. Talking to people in the sector who are advocating on behalf of social work, they have said to me how valuable the workforce planning survey is. So in terms of being able to provide that evidence base, it's really great to have as many people participate as possible. We're also really interested in learning through our workforce survey, understanding whose employers are paying for fees and who are not, and understanding is that particular sectors, but particular parts of the country. That enables us to have different conversations with agencies and ministers, and it also helps others in the sector who are working to progress things like pay equity as well. One of the key pieces of work that's been underway in the last couple of months has been around the Education Standards Review. So that is still going. Thank you to everyone who was part of the online hui. We have a couple more meetings to go, and we expect to be working through the feedback in the next month or so. I'm really keen that we come back to the sector with some of what we've heard so that you can see what it is that people have said. And the next steps beyond that will be taking advice to the board about what the standards could look like, but then we'll have to come back to the sector because once we've got the standards written up, we will come back with what they look like to get feedback on what they are. The other exciting news for us, albeit I don't want to oversell, we have also, as part of the budget announcements, had the news that we've received a small amount of funding to help support OT in their delivery of the action plan on a couple of specific topics. One is around developing training, micro-credentialing, and the other is around guidance and training on some of our core regulatory roles like the Code of Conduct. What we're hoping is that through their work we will develop this material that we can then share with the rest of the sector. You might be wondering how come we've received funding to work with OT. It's because actually working with OT, it wouldn't be appropriate for us to use everyone else's fees. So it's a really great way to have got some government investment in social work that then we can have work wider in the sector and apply it once we've got it underway. Our next steps on that are talking to OT about what we can really do to support them. And they're quite targeted areas, but we know that it's really important work. So that's it from me, and we'll talk again next month, so ka kite.